Hello, hello, hello. How am I doing today, you might say? You might ask. You might not say it. I guess if you say it, you are asking it. When you ask it, you're saying it. Yeah, I know. I'm just getting off the track. Okay, so where am I? Well, progressing. not, not, not really like I wish I was. It's one of those things where it's like, ugh, yeah. Okay, so the goal of the last week, which should have been like a few days, was to get to the point where I have all my environments working. That is, if I have four environments, I have local, which is basically I'm just what I'm doing. My day-to-day develop, make it work, develop, make it work, unit test it, develop it, make it work, check in my code, blah blah blah, develop, make it work, check in my code. But there is three environments I use that are all Docker. One's dev. This is where I test my ability basically to build the app from nothing, from absolutely nothing. I deploy it to dev and I just see if it comes up and all the parts come up. And then I have test, which by that time I already know it kind of works, but I still have to deploy it to test and production just to see that, it works the same in all of them. And it should. It should. I say that. He says with a question mark. It should. Should. It should. Um, it's not. It's not as easy as I had hoped it would be. Because I've had a lot of it. Okay, so don't get me wrong. I am getting my CI/CD to work. My GitHub environment, which is now fully building the images and creating them, and they're checking off, and we're all happy camper on the GitHub side, right? So what that is I've got my GitHub stuff going here. Now the one that has actually succeeded completely is AMG Core, which is my source app source DBs source no, not source. I'll say corporate business. I've got a few services on the AMG Core that I'm using cross application as I develop additional applications as well. Then there is FTZF. Um, hold on. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm creating a quick pull request. I did a minor tweak to get some things working, and I will show you what that all is in a minute. Okay, so I have Docker here, and this is AMG Core. It basically runs a couple of services that are used across every app, and I've got it running in all environments. This is where my system logger lives. This will store my application IDs along with all the errors and issues that I encounter in my code. And in alternate environments, dev, test, and prod, it's going to log that stuff to the database, allowing me to actually attach to these databases with UI and just kind of see what errors am I getting, what's the system coughing out that I may have missed in my own unit testing, right? So I want to make sure that if the user gets an error, the idea is that it's going to log it into the local app or the local database, and then as soon as they're available, which probably be immediately most of the time, it'll sync to my servers, and I can start troubleshooting any errors that come up. So in theory, I'll do that a lot more during test, right? So I'll get these things and I'll say, oh, this error is happening on this, and if it's giving me a trace, I should be able to try to replicate this particular scenario as to what's happening. Ultimately, if not, I might reach out to the tester and go, hey, I saw that this error. Can you tell me how you got to it? I see the trace for it. I'm trying to debug it so that it doesn't occur again. Maybe work with whoever I have testing to get some details. Because sometimes people don't report tests. You know, they want to, but they might not. And you want to give them a way to tell you. And hopefully I will. I say hopefully. I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. That only works for like crash logs and stuff, though. Sometimes people get errors or little weirds and things that they don't even realize are broken, right? Because it's like if some data doesn't appear, maybe they just think that page is empty and they don't know why. Or maybe something loads but it locks up and they didn't realize it. Or maybe only half the data loaded for whatever reason. I don't know. But hopefully my system logging is going to catch some of these errors and fix it. However, I've got this other thing. This is the actual app that I'm working on, FTZF. So what it's doing right now, what it should be doing right now, and I'm not sure what it's doing right now, but it's, okay, so they built the database, which is fine. And then it has an init script that's supposed to run through and populate stuff, basically loading the database. And I don't, as you can see, that's not quite what's happening. I'm still getting this nonsense here. So I don't know what's happening all the time. Sometimes I see these problems and I'm like, what is going on with my code? So we're getting this authentication blow up and it's not quite working as I would hope. So such is the way of life, right? So I'm kind of letting AI work with this because I'm getting better at Docker. I can read all these Docker files and I know what these PowerShell scripts are doing, but I don't know what's happening. I know that it has something to do with the loading of my M file. So I have M development here, right? And then that's my M file. That's got like the passwords and stuff the database needs to use to start up, which honestly should have no bearing on anything because it doesn't matter what I put in there. It'll just create the root account with that password. But it's for some reason not loading correctly, and I don't know why. And that's kind of what's throwing me off. And that's why I keep trying to say, hey, man, what is this thing doing? Why does it dislike me so much? So you can also verify whether MongoDB has the right user after starting. Really? Let's try this thing. Oh, did I already whack it? Did I already whack it? Did I do that? Yeah, so I don't know what's going on exactly, but you can see it's blowing up on my logs here. So, which is disappointing because I really had hoped that I would be on to my actual, what is going on here? I had hoped that I'd be back to working on the sim, and it's been kind of a, yeah, that's not happening kind of thing lately, and it's been bugging me. I don't know where my terminal went. I mean, it is right here, but why can't I? Oh, there it is. Weird. It was like right in the middle of my screen. All right, so let's see here. Where was I? Okay, so I did manage. I probably should start forking my my efforts here. If anybody knows how to get, so what I usually do is I'll try to put these like in another window, because I prefer to have my Claude code and all that stuff, you know, off to the side, because it bugs me. It's in the way of my actual looking at code. But now everything's going to go over to that other window. I can't seem to figure out how to make it all stay in this window. And I've tried a number of things to get that to correct itself, and I have failed. So if you've got, the other thing I've been trying to figure out, see, like I have to go over to Claude. I mean, well, I don't have to. I can say, I can put in a usage command, I suppose, but I was doing that, but it keeps having to be reset, and it's just easier to keep this this page up. So I just do this. Oh, did I? Wow, I just reset. Nice. So I got an hour I can whack at it. But, so this is my Docker file that's building all the different parts of my various builds. Now, whatever reason, something is not building correctly. I'm not getting all of my parts in place. My passwords are, you know, coming from a variable, which is in one of my M files. But yeah, it's just, it doesn't want to build here for some reason. So it's good that I had a small sample that worked. It's usually pretty good at referencing how things are configured and mapping and copying it. So I'm trying to see if I can get it to do that with AMG Core, because AMG Core works for all three environments. I got them all built, all running. I could theoretically connect an app to any one of those, and they will all, it'll handle my my builds. Well, I need to get back. Oh, why am I so tired? These are long days. I've been working all the long days trying to get stuff going, and lots and lots of long days. And then today, like, my computer was melting down. I had to go find space. I apparently knocked it down to less than a gig of space on my hard drive, and my memory was whacked, and yeah, it was not a good state of being. I gotta see, like, I only got 90 gigs free of 1,000, and it still says red. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to, where, how, what to fix to clean that up. So yeah, I need to get that up to a certain space. And I'm using a Surface Pro. It's a good Surface Pro. It's got 2 terabytes. So I guess it's got 1 terabyte of space, which I guess was the max when I got it. But I need to figure out, I may have to put some external drives on it. Like get me an SD drive or something. But can you now? I mean, what is an SD drive running nowadays? $1 bajillion? Because everything in the world is getting expensive. Anything related to memory. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that, man. They are nuts. They're nuts. It's crazy talk. 259 for 1 terabyte. That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk, man. Well, that one's only 160. I guess that isn't terrible. Old model. Well, what's the new model? Extreme. I don't know, but those are expensive. So yeah, I probably won't be doing that anytime soon. I mean, I have a couple of SD SanDisk drives. I guess I could use those, but yeah. I have a 2 terabyte thing, probably. Yeah, maybe I don't think they're hard drives. I'm pretty sure they're SDs. It's like they look like this. These are what they look like, but they only cost me like $100. So that's just the state of the game now, man. They're 2 terabyte things, but it's like memory is dumb now. Any kind of storage memory. So anyway, yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to get AI on the same path as. So I'm having it build these, but they have to run in a particular order, right? So I have to build the database, has to exist in order for me to get, data stored. And then I have to have AMG core running, but that has nothing to do with this. It's already running, it's ready to go. And then all the main services should start, coaches, leagues, the simulator, the players, all that stuff. I have a boatload of them, right? So I have like at least 14 base services. application services. And then I've got the system services, which are like static and system init, which just basically populates the database, loads it up. And some of those actually use the database to do it. Static just pulls in all the assets that are going to be uploaded. And then finally, we need the gateway. The gateway will check on all of those, make sure it works, so it has that they're up and running. Then, after all that, we have the front end, the web UI, which doesn't, it's kind of like my iteration of my tool app that hits the application. And it's going to go through a lot of those parts too. And it's got a redirect. So for anybody who's calling the main application, it'll hit the web, but it redirects to the back end for any kind of application calls. So a lot of stuff is hitting that front end, but that's like the last step, right? So having things in the right order kind of makes a difference. I don't know if it's right. It misses stuff. I'm pretty sure I have some things where system init actually uses parts of other services to do its job, but I can't remember. I want to say it did it with player skills. At least I think it does, but I could be wrong. I have so many parts now. It's kind of becoming one of those things where it's like, all right, I need documentation. Tells me how I did this, because 18 months and now total of like 20 services. I mean, it's almost hit 20. I think it might be 19. And I know what most of the services do when I'm looking at them, but in detail, it's like, okay, I know the purpose of this one, but I can't remember what function I used to do this or that, because I created a lot of this stuff has just been getting created organically. In other words, I haven't set a build out plan. In other words, I have the app, I know all the parts, I have a lot of the design for all the parts, and I'm kind of letting them be built organically. I build them organically, which is to say, as needed, as those things become a feature requirement for me to make the next step, which is why I have a roster, because I was only going to do game plan, and then I needed a playbook to have plays in the game plan, and then I needed to have a roster to actually execute the simulator. So I needed players. So I started building out all of the league creation tools and all that stuff. So yeah, I got to be kind of a going forward, you know, what they call it, fail forward, design forward. Just kind of do it as needed. I haven't built a roadmap on how I'm going to do things. So the roadmaps I do create them, but they're short term. Like, what am I going to do in the next month? You know, focus on this, focus on that. Get that thing done and working at least to a point where I can deal with it. All right, so what I've been working on, or I'm still waiting for this to come up. I think I need more light. Maybe that's why I'm feeling so tired in here. It's dragging me down. Alexa, turn on Captain Atom. Don't know if that's going to help. You know what really helps when it comes to being tired late? Don't get up so freaking early. Don't go to bed so late. But I keep saying I'm not going to go to bed late. I'm not going to do it. Tonight I'm going to bed at a normal time, which to me is like 10 o'clock, 10-ish. But man, I end up working over and over. So this little thing here is supposed to be the next thing I wanted to work on. This will allow me to run my apps against my environments. And I wanted to set that up to do that. In fact, I'm actually thinking I'm going to I could put Bezzy on that. What is it? So, oh, let's run this. All right, so it's telling me I need to kill this again to get on top of this. I only have 2. Clear the volumes because apparently these things don't die on their own. It's interesting that volumes are not attached to their image. I mean, I can see being setting it up to keep those, but it is kind of weird that it does by default. All right, we'll see what this does. And we're off. All right, so the database is up and running. So then it did a phased approach, which is fine. I need the database to be up first. And then it starts processing the build of other objects. Most of them should be built and ready to go. I don't know what it's doing right now. It's pulling the images or creating images, I think. Now, test is a little simpler in this because all it does is grab the images. It doesn't even have to build them, so it's a little nicer. It's theoretically faster. If this works, gotta say a big question mark with that. If. Hello, there's a lot of steps here. Exporting, yeah, see, it's building the images for Docker to be loaded. Oh, there they go. Now it should start popping up. It built all the images. 14 more. Oh, here they come. They're They're all being generated. Okay, so this is the base game. The base game services. These are the ones that the... Oh, no, something crashed. I feel they're crashing. They're crashing. I don't know which ones are going to stay, but some of them are crashing. Yeah. Bunch of them crashed. Only a few of them succeeded. Huh. Disappointing. Let's see what else we got. So collections, players, admin. I think they're all going to have the same error. There's something going on because obviously, because Leagues is loading, it started no problem. So unless, see, it uses loaded common config env. Do the other ones get that loaded? Are they getting that information? So let's see the one that failed here. Now it loaded common config env too. But the other ones are just not getting the database fail. I don't know why. Let's go look at the Docker file. Or the Docker build file. I mean, it could be this. It could also be that it's the individual Docker files. So let's go look at the individual Docker files. Let's go side by side compare on simulator, or let's look at players and playbook. Players and playbook. Okay, so one's good, one's not so good, and it's going to be the Docker file and players. So something's different about these. I don't know what. Well, again, it might not be this specifically. It could just be something I'm missing in the actual Docker file. So these are all pretty much no. Oh. I do not see any reason yeah, these are all identical. There's no they both pull the same. Why is this guy exposing 8081? This doesn't need to be done. Playbook doesn't have an expose anymore. This was meant for something else. Deprecated functionality. It's not a thing. I didn't realize that. So all these guys are showing too. It's broken. Oh, I see what's going on. They're only working because their second port is exposing correctly. I bet you that's what it is. Because all of these guys that are showing success have 2 exposed ports. Which means in order for me to get rid of that, I have to go through all of those Docker files, which is going to suck because I don't want to. I don't want it. There's so much work to go in there and do it myself. I don't want to whine. I don't want to whine about it. Meh. I don't want it. It's not fair. All this work. Here it is. What do a Docker file old? I don't need a Docker file old. I don't do Docker file old. I do Docker file only. I'm not doing old. I hate when it creates things that are like, oh, we'll just keep this in the background. All right, so game plan, is that one of the working ones? No, that's a failing one because it doesn't have the double ports. All right, so simulator. Simulator doesn't have a double port. Oops. I guess I was wrong on that theory. Oops. I'm sorry, I was wrong. That is not what's happening. Wait, simulator. Oh, simulator is not a working one. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong things. Yeah, never mind. Notifications might actually require double hits, but Leagues had it because I was having images in here, which I don't anymore, or shouldn't be. Oh, I see what's going on. Yeah, these guys don't exist anymore. I moved them all. I don't think any of this stuff exists. These whole things can go that don't even exist anymore. All right. We'll whack that. And then else we got? Playbook I already did. Streamer. Streamers. No, I don't think I need to do a streamer. I was thinking maybe, but no, I don't think that needs its own either. I don't know why that one's got it. All right. I don't know. Streamer says I have 2, but streamer doesn't have 2. Why does streamer, or did it already fix it? Says streamer has 2306. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I miss. I know. Wait, I'm. Hmm. Well, that theory might be broken. I don't know why streamer works and why some of them don't. Maybe they don't hit the database. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're not failing because they don't need to hit the database on the first call. Let's go see what streamer does. Does streamer say it's even connecting to the database? Oh, I think I see it. Tired. I'm so tired. Usually it's like right about now when I think I'm going to fall asleep, I'm quitting, I'm going to bed. It kicks in and I'm like, oh, I'm good now. My brain is ready to roll. It's usually like right around 9:45 when I think I should go to bed that all of a sudden I'm like, I can go for another hour. I'm not going to do that tonight, dang nabbit. Let's see here. I'm not even sure what I should set. Okay, so it's complaining that I have a .env file here that's not in sync with all the other stuff, which makes sense because I don't do anything with it. It's pretty much .env is the generic that you use when you don't have anything else. And I don't have anything else. I have nothing to put in. I mean, they all use development. I don't know why that would matter. All right, so let's. I gotta go fix something here. So I can't. I'm trying to be a good developer, and not work on things that I shouldn't work on. On screen, because you're not supposed to work on your secure items. It's not. I mean, this is all dev zone stuff, but still, I use different passwords and stuff for all my different environments. But dev is kind of the troublemaker today, so. Okay. I'm trying to think in my mind. What's happening, it sounds like, is the database is getting started, right? It's working. You can see it's running, which means it created, theoretically, with the correct account. In fact, if I looked on here, if I could look on here, can I look on here? All right, so you can see here, it's not going to show you the password, but it shows that it did connect with the right account. It's dev, the dev environment, in-game dev environment. But something about how it's proceeding from there is not ideal. Yeah, it definitely created it, and it's running. So, assuming the authentication fired up correctly, let's try something here. Let's go in here. So in theory, I should be able to connect to this using the password that is the index, that is the dev password. Because if it is, oh my guacamole and potato chips. All right, so we're gonna try a new connection. We're gonna go here, and hey, bot. You are entertaining. Hate for orphans, dying orphans. They're just all out there with no parents and stuff. Oh yeah, I could definitely see where you're coming from. The nerve of those kiddos, just living their lives with no parents and no family. Oh, it just bugs me. You're mean. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. So this should require a username and password. But, sorry, I can't share. Can't share too much of my inner workings. Do I know my password? I don't even know if I know my password. What the heck? Ah, yeah, failed. Failed. So, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, what sane person would purposely do that? These kids these days. What if I just try to connect without a password? I'm going to try and see if that works. If I can connect without a password, then that tells me that it didn't set up correctly. Ah, I see. I found the problem. I can connect to my database without a password. I don't. I mean, you could set mouse traps. What wires? Like in your car? You said wood mice? So are they in the walls? Yeah, you might have to get an exterminator. Spider loving goth girl. In fact, I had to kill a spider today. It was right at that size limit that I would kill it with me just reaching up and killing it with a paper towel. It wasn't small enough to kill with my fingers. I do that with tiny, tiny, tiny ones. But it was that limit. It was actually big enough that I was much bigger than that, and I would not be killing it with my hand. I'd be killing it with a broom or something. I do not like spiders. I'm like opposite of Indiana Jones, man. I can do snakes. I don't like them. They're gross, but they don't bother me as long as they're not deadly. Like I'm afraid they're gonna kill me. But most snakes, you know, they don't bother me. But spiders, deadly or not, man, I hate them. I hate them. Hate them. They're ugly, creepy. They just look like they're evil incarnate. there's a demon in every spider. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I believe God created all things, right? This is my belief. I don't, you know, what yours may be different. Don't, let's not go there. I believe it because it makes more sense than a lot of the stupid things science tries to pull over your eyes. But I don't know why. I don't understand why he would create spiders. I think it's just creativity, right? Oh, I can, so I will. It's like, no, that's not a good reason. All right. Well, AI is done bouncing around. It's telling me to try again. Good grief! How many? You need to have professionals come in and deal with them. That's a serious. That is a serious problem. All right, so we're gonna go here, and I am going to dump Robert on a whim. Yo, dude. What is the What is the latest with you, my friend? How was your weekend? Well, I am trying to get my my dev test and prod environments to build my project as is so far. Um, Running into some issues. It's trying to build the database out on the dev environment. Okay, so I have 4 environments. I have my local, which is where I've been doing all of my development, and I've got it in a pretty good place of a little bit of everything exists. I've got functionality kind of everywhere to some extent. And I thought this would be a good time to start getting my environments fully deployable so that when I want to test how everything works, when I shove it out to the world, I'll actually see all that stuff getting built up. So I've been spending the last week or so trying to make sure that all my dev environments come up. So I got it working with my core system, which is all of my services that I can use cross application. So I have this application, I have a few others I've kind of got working on the side. But this one is the primary environment, primary application. And I'm trying to get them up so that I can do things like demo on the spot. Because a lot of times I'll be running my app and, you know, things aren't working because, well, I've been building stuff and breaking stuff because that's the way of coding a lot of times. So if I can get my environments working, I'll be able to just go, hey, let me go over to my test environment and I'll show you how it's working. And you could see everything that worked the last time I deployed it. So that's kind of the idea. I want to have something that I can demo, display, even work my phone against, and it won't break every freaking time I change a piece of code. So I want to be able to, I want to have an always working version of code that I can have, you know, on the side waiting to go. So that's my dream right now. I'm close. I've had it mostly working a couple of times, but I've got it building. All of my CI/CD, which is the continuous integration on GitHub, is working out to the point that it's creating and building the projects, because all of the projects build, or I'm sorry, all the services build. So it's really going to be just a matter of me getting, oops, I can't do that. Can't do that. Go away. Go away. Oh, hopefully I did it soon enough. Did I do it soon enough? Maybe. 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 Tell me I did it soon enough. Yes, you did it soon enough. I know you did. You shut it down. And in a moment, it's going to say successfully copied. Yes, it did it. All right, so we're good. So now it's going to build all my services up and I can run it. But, yeah, so. Now, I don't know specifically what you were asking. I'm telling you what part of my app I'm working on. But were you asking me what part of my app am I working on? Or are you asking me what am I working on? Or what is the game I'm working on? I don't know. I mean, it's what are we doing? I guess didn't quite answer. I just assumed it meant what are we doing today? What part of the project are we working on? That's what I answered. So if that's not it, please rephrase and ask me again, and I'll try to be a little bit more. What the heck is What the heck is that? Huh? What is going? What? Oh, is that a? Is that something you did? Did you do that, AI? Or did I do that? Oh, you know what? I think I did that. I accidentally clicked on my screen. It's like, what am I doing? The copy and paste I did earlier tried to run as a batch process. That was silly. I had it in my on my clipboard apparently. All right, so anyway, I have to go dump my volumes. Volumes of data. This can go and that can go. We will dump those. Delete forever and ever and ever. And then all right, well, we'll try this again. Let's go to it. I think it's telling me I should try again. And let's see if it's right. We will play the starting game. Oh, that is a PowerShell. I don't know why, but I do. Oh, turkey butts. It's not the one I want. Nope. This one I want? Aha, there it is. I know, because I'm being lazy. It's so much to type. Oh, I gotta go out there and type it again. I don't want to type it again. I'm just gonna go ahead and put in. Don't want to keep hitting the up arrow until I find it. I know it's already there. Typing's overrated. Well, let's see what this does. It's going to take a minute to get to the point where I can actually tell anything, though, because it's got to build it, it's got to drop it, then it's got to... So we are building it. It is put it up. It's running, supposedly. So that means I should theoretically be able to go back to Mongo. If it came up correctly, I should be required to connect with a password. Failed. Authentication failed. Okay, so that's good. That means it's going to make me authenticate. Let's go see if I can put in the... Oh, did I put the wrong password? I could have put in the wrong password because I guessed when I put it in. I wouldn't put it past me to have got that wrong. Oh yeah, I totally got that wrong. That is totally not what I typed before. Nope. That was not it. We have connection. We have connection and a database, so it can no longer complain. I am now connected, and it created, and it's, well, it doesn't have nothing in it yet, but it should once all the services start running, in theory. Let's see what ran. Oh yeah, we're still blowing up. Okay, so now, but we do know it works. It's up. Some stuff is trying to start. See how several things are starting and then crashing? They're like coming up and going, nope. We still have quite a few failures. Huh. You know, I'm starting to wonder if the problem is the opposite. Huh. Because if I go look at my my history on here, I told it which services, look, which services were see like leagues, playbooks, and manage all load correctly. It's not Keegs, but it's this one. This one says these guys load correctly. So if I were to go back to my containers, leagues, playbook, streamer, yeah, these guys. So some stuff, gosh dang, I don't know what is going on. Man, this is so weird. I think I'm just going to give, I want to tell it which ones are failing. What if I close this up? Oh, nope. So I am really stumped because there's no discernible difference between these things. So it's got to be a code thing going on in the app itself, but I don't see why, because locally when I run it, they all run fine. I can get to game plan and players and playbook all locally without any issue. So the problem is that we're not getting my data over to the environment that these are supposed to be running under. So like if I were to go click on leagues, for example, and then go to files, I should be able to go to, is it? What is this? that is. But let's go to the app. Is it common? What does that mean? Can I not read a file? Oh, here we go. All right, so that's got the right file stuff. The right passwords and username for environment. But I don't know. I can't, unfortunately, they don't let you see that stuff on a failed one because it's dead. See, service starting, playbook service is running. Wait a minute. Is the problem timing? Let me try something here. Nope, that one's not working. Because playbook came up when I clicked on it. Yeah, some of them are just crashing. Why did playbook come up then? Playbook came up. Game plan came up. Oh, players. Players ain't working. Okay, something weird is going on. It's almost like they... Why are they... Look, I can start them. So let's see. Like, can I get this one going? See, it tries. Huh. I don't know what the notifications doesn't want to come up though. Huh. Well, on most of them. I can't get this one to start. For whatever reason, notifications doesn't want to start, but the rest of them start. This one doesn't have to start. It's a one-time run. But it should run. See, it's doing stuff. And it does look like it's all working now. So this is running, or it should be. Oh, this is failing. I need this. That's kind of an important one. That's kind of like the whole basis of my game needs to have the players, right? All right, I'm gonna try. See, none of them are crashing anymore. They all stayed up, except system init, which again is not really meant to. Oh, did it finally start? I actually got it to start. Okay, so they're all started now, but all I did is keep hitting start. Huh. Well, I've got my entire dev environment running. I'm a little concerned about the test environment because the whole bit that I have that it doesn't start on its own. Like I had to go through and start all these. I feel like that means they're unstable. that's my brain's going. Are we sure these are working? They're up, but am I gonna hit the database at some point and it's just gonna go? You know, it's not gonna work. I don't know. I definitely have to make a connection to this dev environment and see if it works. Now I need to get system init to build those player records though, because without the player records, I'm not gonna really do a whole lot of anything. And you can see it's failing right here. But this is a But there you go. There's my progress for today, Robert on a whim. Thanks for stopping by. He asked a question. I hopefully answered it. I don't know if I did or not. But until next time, I will have more. I will eventually get more and more and more in progress. I will start eventually. I'm hoping to actually start running a, what do you call it, a little information loop. We'll see how that works. A friend of mine gave me the idea, and I'm going to try and do it. Till next time.